Today I'm going to be doing a really short Q&A video for you. Last week I put a photo up on my Instagram and asked you guys to leave me some questions for me to answer in a video, so today I'll be answering all of those. But before I do, I just wanted to mention that, and you probably have noticed, that the name of my YouTube channel has changed, and that the intro to this video is now different from all the intros to the previous videos. I have changed the name of the channel and all its social media to Brunette in Breeches, and you can find me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, and I'll have all of those linked down below in the description for you. I also have a website if you want to check that out. It's just brunetteinbreeches.com. Yeah, so I have my phone here and I am just about to hop onto Instagram and see what questions that you guys have left for me and answer them all. The first question is by Jade Equine, and she has asked, what breed is your horse? My horse is a warm blood cross thoroughbred. His dam was a thoroughbred and his sire is a warm blood. Next question, Chelsea_and_Scarlet. What is your favourite characteristic of a Morgan horse? I don't think I've ever seen a Morgan horse in real life before. I'm not sure if they're that popular here in Australia where I live. They might be, I've just never seen one in person. But whenever I've seen photos of them, I've always noticed that they always have really beautiful long flowing manes and tails. I don't know if they all are like that or if that's just the photos I've seen. So if you have a Morgan horse and my computer's dying. If you have a Morgan horse and it has a really beautiful mane and tail, then let me know in the comments because I'd like to know if that is true or not. Next question is by alt.eq, and they've asked, what is your favourite horse colour? My favourite horse colour is grey. I've always wanted to own a grey and I've always loved greys. I don't think I would ever actually own one though. I think they'd probably be really hard to keep clean. I have a bay and he is hard to keep clean. I find that difficult enough, so I don't think I would ever be the type of person who would buy a grey because I would probably just find that really, really difficult. The next question is by Abby Malley, who said she's a new subscriber. Hi! What type of saddle do you use, and do you plan on ever switching over to the other one? I currently have a Wintec Light, so English saddle for Spike. He has a sway back, so he can't really be ridden in anything other than just a plain AP English saddle, because obviously it would be difficult to fit to his back. So that's what I have for him. I have ridden Western before. I've ridden in Western saddles, I've ridden in stock saddles, I've ridden in half-breed saddles, and I really love riding Western, I suppose, but no, I would never switch to the other type of saddle, at least not for Spike, because it's just not an option for him. I also said, do you own your own horse? Yes, I do. And have I got any tips for buying your first horse? My biggest tip would probably be to just take someone who's really experienced along with you when you go to look for horses, because they'll know the right questions to ask the sellers and obviously what to look out for in a horse. And the other thing is to be really sure about what it is you want before you even begin to look. Question Island.Timmons has asked, how did you get into horse riding? I got into horse riding through family friends. They lived out on a property and we used to go out there on the weekends and ride horses. My family is not horsey at all. I'm the only person in my family who rides. So yeah, I got into horses through friends. Question is by Maple Leopard, and she said, I love horses but I am afraid of them. My question is, how are they so keen on sensing this? Horses are really in tune to our body language. That's how they communicate with one another, and the subtlest things that we do could mean a lot to them. So yeah, that's I guess how they sense when you're scared or nervous, because you give off tiny little signals that you probably don't even realize that you're doing, but that they pick up on because that's their main form of communication. The next question is by the Lionfish, and she's asked, how many horses do you have? I have one horse. Next question is by For the Love of Basil, and they've asked, how old were you when you first rode? I don't really remember. I've been riding for a very long time. I started lessons when I was about 14, I think. So I guess that's when I would say my riding career first started. I'm sure I had ridden prior to that, but they were probably just pony rides, so I guess that doesn't really count. Yeah, if we're going off lessons, then I officially started lessons when I was 14. Next question. The next question is by Our Lips Are Moving, and they've asked, how long have you been riding? Like I said, I've been riding since I was 14, so that's a long time, probably 14 years. 14 years. On and off though. That's not continual, consecutive, I don't know, whatever. Riding, I've had breaks in between, obviously, where I didn't have access to horses. Yeah, up until obviously I bought my own horses. They've also asked, is it ever too late to start? No, I don't think it's ever too late to start. I started when I was 14, which is probably old by some people's standards. A lot of people I know have been riding since they could walk, so to them that's probably a old age to start riding. So no, I don't think it's ever too late to start. I know people who are well into their 40s and 50s who have just picked it up as a hobby. I think if it's something that you want to do or you've been thinking about doing for a while, then you should definitely just do it. It is amazing fun, and it's honestly one of the best things I ever started in my life. I just love it so much. So if you are thinking of doing it, then I think you should definitely do it. The next question is by mybae_paint, and they've said Western or English. This is really hard. I don't know how to answer this. I know it's multiple choice. I only have to pick one or the other. At the moment I'm obviously writing English, so I'm going to say English. But I do love Western writing as well, and that's really where I started, so I guess I'll always have a soft spot for that. And then the last question I'm going to answer for you guys is by Christine.153, and she has a two-part question. How many pairs of breeches do you have? I don't have that many. I think I've only got like 4 or 5, and that's because I'm really fussy. I've had a lot more than that, but I tend to get rid of them because I don't like their fit or they're uncomfortable. So I've just found a few brands that I love that fit well and work for me. So I have stuck with them, and I don't know what I'm going to do once I wear them out. It's going to be a sad day. And the second part of her question was, what was the first horse you rode, but it can't be in pony rides? So the first lesson horse I rode, I can't remember its name. It was a long time ago. We're talking like 14 years ago. But I do remember it was a pony, and the reason that I rode her was so that the person giving me the lessons could see, I guess, where I was at with my riding, because I'd ridden previously before, just on friends' horses, but this was my first, I guess, official lesson. So I'd ridden horses prior to this, but I'm going to go with this one because it was my first lesson, so I think technically this is what I think is the first horse. I can't remember her name yet, like I said, but she was a pony. She was tiny. She'd probably be 13 hands, and I rode her bareback, and she got me to ride her around in the arena at a walk and a trot, and just basically look at how I went on this horse to see if I was any good or if I was complete crap. And then from there I went up to a horse and started my lessons on a horse named Byron. And I remember his name because he was an amazing horse who was so well trained, and I loved riding him, and yeah, he was amazing. So I remember his name. Oh, its name was Tiny. Its name was Tiny. Makes sense. Anyway, that's the last question question that I got from you guys. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for leaving me all your questions. I had so much fun answering them, and if you would like to see another Q&A video in the future, then please give this video a thumbs up and leave me some comments down below with some questions that you would like me to answer. Bye guys!